Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers suggest that Emma Scorpio Drake's secret agent goal will be uncovered. But is she WSB or DVX? Emma is clearly keeping some information hidden, so let's discuss the entire scenario with Professor Henry Hank Dalton. Anna Devane thinks it intriguing that Professor Dalton and Emma attended the same university in California before coming to PCU. Emma tried to dismiss it as a coincidence, but Anna doesn't believe in them. Why was Emma so enthralled with Professor Dalton and his class that she followed him back to Port Charles? Emma is undeniably hooked on impressing Professor Dalton and landing the research assistant position, almost as much as Josslyn Jax, who is on a WSB mission to do the same. There has been a lot of focus on Josslyn being the lone candidate for the job, but what if she is being misled? What if Emma is a WSB agent working toward the same goal? It's possible that the WSB lost faith in Emma after she failed to accomplish the mission following the California incident. Emma may be determined to pull this off, especially because it is her last chance to prove herself. However, Jack Brennan may believe that the operation is too crucial to risk Emma blowing it again. That would explain why Josslyn Jax was assigned to the project so late in the semester, almost as a replacement or backup. Josslyn could be an insurance policy in case Emma fails to achieve her goal, or she could be a way to rekindle Emma's motivation. Brennan may like the notion of throwing Emma and Josslyn against each other to improve their abilities as agents, even if they are unaware that the other is a member of the WSB. GH fans will recall Anna tossing Brennan after warning him to keep away from Emma. That seemed like a perfect premise for a scenario in which Brennan would absolutely not keep away from Anna's granddaughter. It could have been laying the basis for the major surprise that Brennan had already recruited Emma. Of course, there is another alternative to consider if Emma works for the DVX. There are many reasons to believe Emma would do that if she had a grudge against the WSB. Victor Cassadine ensured that a tabloid story regarding Anna's past as a double agent was published after his death in 2023. The WSB previously knew everything in the story, yet they charged Anna of treason once it was published. Anna was forced to quit in shame, and she was concerned about Emma's opinion of her at the time. What if Emma became even upset with the WSB because of their treatment of Anna? It would have been simple for the DVX to exploit this as motivation to recruit Emma, so perhaps she is on a mission for them that conflicts with Josslyn's. Naturally, Emma could be looking into things on her own, but it seems more likely that she is working for someone else. Do you think Emma is a member of the WSB, DVX, or possibly a double agent? According to General Hospital spoilers, Emma will make additional predictions about landing the position of research assistant, but she may need to change her strategy due to Josslyn and the unpleasant news that is on the way. General Hospital spoilers and updates hint at a clone plot. Is there scary twin drama emerging on the ABC soap? Daniel Goddard has been communicating with his social media followers and offering interesting information about his new profession. Goddard posted some information and clues that raises suspicions about the upcoming storyline. Goddard just revealed new information that raises doubts about Professor Dalton's secrets and the course of his plot. Along with a photo of himself as Professor Dalton, he shared a little interview tape with Sir John Gordon, accompanied with a meaningful commentary. Professor Henry Dalton considers this person to be his mentor and inspiration. Nobel laureate John Gordon. Who inspires you and who do you look to for guidance? Goddard wrote on X, formerly known as Twitter. While this appears to be a fun method to interact with followers and stimulate conversation, there's more to it. Who is John Gordon, and why does Professor Dalton see him as a hero? The show's choice of Professor Dalton as a role model and inspiration was definitely deliberate. John Gordon, a well-known British developmental scientist, is recognized for his groundbreaking work in cloning and nuclear transplantation. Some fans have called Gordon the godfather of cloning, implying that Professor Dalton's affection for him may be a fascinating signal. Are the writers of GH laying the groundwork for a potential clone plot? Could this be related to the previously observed chaotic occurrences around memory mapping? Fans are already questioning Drew Kane's peculiar behavior, claiming that he is an imposter, has a brain tumor, or is a clone. Is there going to be cloning chaos? Rumors are circulating that Drew is a clone, implying possible mayhem ahead. which would certainly explain his extreme behavioral changes. We can also see the show resurrecting Victor Cassadine, which could imply that the character who died tragically in Greenland was a clone of Victor. This revelation could create the way for other long-gone figures to reappear, assuming their clones suffered a similar fate, most likely Cassadine's, of course. Finally, this cloning idea is intriguing since it might create imposter narratives, and perhaps lead to unexpected returns perhaps of fan-favorite characters. According to ABC serial spoilers, Josslyn Jax may make stunning findings and daring forecasts, so stay tuned for updates on her WSB mission. Port Charles's Renowned Nurses Ball is an annual event that General Hospital fans look forward to, and we're pleased to provide some hints about what to expect when it returns. Many viewers were upset that the ABC soap did not run the special in 2024, but now that it is returned, it promises to be bigger and better than ever, as WXPC's George Pinocchio said. In an interview with the station's Robert Nunez, Lynn Herring got into character as Lucy and stated, "I have some big plans for some people you're not usually going to see up there performing. And the best part is they don't know yet. They're going to perform for you, I promise." When asked who's on the list to perform, she replied, "Lucky, obviously, come on. And the Magic Milo's crowd favorite for guys and gals, they're the best." However, she wants to surprise everyone by bringing someone to the stage. "That is so unexpected that it just takes your breath away. And I have some big plans, so just wait." So when will the highly awaited ball take place? Fans can expect the red carpet event to begin on Tuesday, May 20th. May is perfect, Herring went on. That implies people can perhaps wear skimpier gowns because it'll be warm. When asked if the host, Miss Ko, had her wardrobe chosen out yet, the actress responded, "I'll have to kill you if I tell you. These gowns are top secret." Willow busts Drew, Curtis bombshell, and Carly's scary update. The upcoming GH will feature non-stop action, thrilling drama, stunning reveals, and some seriously filthy tricks. General Hospital teasers indicate that a preview clip has been posted for Wednesday, April 30th, 2025. Willow take Corinthos bus Drew Kane Quartermain. Laura Collins receives news from Curtis Ashford. Plus, Lulu Spencer speaks with Alexis Davis. Lulu Spencer's adoption interview. Fans are aware that Lulu has been working on an adoption narrative, which Brooklyn Quartermain has expressed disappointment with. Lulu, on the other hand, intends to continue doing what she wants and working on her preferred plot. It is implied that Alexis ends up ranting to Lulu. Then in a preview clip, Lulu asks if she can interview them. With Alexis' unique perspective on how messy things can get, I wouldn't be surprised if Lulu interviewed her for the story. Drew Kane busted. Willow has an unhappy homecoming home. Willow looks down at the floor as she enters through the door. It appears that Drew was drugged and left on the floor at home. Of course, if there is any evidence that Drew was playing with Jacinda, the congressman may be unable to explain his way out of this situation. Later in the week, Drew presents his case. So it appears Willow is unsure what to trust. With Portia Robinson claiming that Nina had a brilliant concept, there could be a drawback. Nina's biggest nightmare could come true, and she may lose her daughter after everything is said and done. If Drew feels he has been drugged, he will look to retaliate harshly. Curtis Ashford's bombshell. According to today's General Hospital spoilers, Curtis will meet with Laura. Curtis offers the surprise that their little Drew issue has been resolved. Curtis adds that, curiously enough, Drew solved it himself. Laura, on the other hand, raises her eyebrows, implying that she is dubious of the Drew controversy. Wednesday, April 30th, 2025. Fans will also watch Trina Robinson urge Kai Taylor that there is still time to change his mind. Carly Spencer gives Jason Morgan an ominous update. Of course, Carly will explain that if Brick had arrived just 5 seconds later, Sonny Corinthos would have died. Later, Carly will hear a theory from Jack Brennan. Jason tells Gio the truth, and Drew creates a spectacle of himself. Will Drew's public meltdown cost him his political future? And will Willow be duped? If you missed General Hospital today, Tuesday, April 29th, you missed IT, which was a fantastic episode. Here's a recap. Anna Devane and Henry Dalton are seated at the Savoy's bar, getting acquainted. He informs her that he has transferred to PCU from the Bay Area, which immediately captures her attention. Anna dodges Henry's question regarding her employment. She also refuses to give him her phone number, claiming that Port Charles is small, and they will most certainly run across each other again. Anna then leaves to visit her granddaughter, Emma Drake, for coffee. Emma says that she purposefully tried to get into Dalton's class because she had never made the grade in California. She argues that everything else about her and the professor's arrival in Port Charles is a coincidence. After Anna left, Josslyn Jax made her way to the bar. She briefly speaks with Dalton about his class and expresses her desire to obtain the summer research assistant post that he will have available. The lecturer tells her to work hard, but she's unlikely to obtain the job even if she does. General Hospital recap April 29th. Jason tells Gio the truth. Drew makes a spectacle of himself. Jason tells Gio the truth about Sonny. Tracy Quartermain is attempting to persuade Gio Palmieri that his uncle, Sonny Corinthos, is terrible trouble. As she exits the room, she proposes that Jason Morgan inform Gio about what happened to his brother, AJ. Gio inquires and Jason proposes that he simply let the topic go. Gio leans in and wants to hear the truth, so Jason informs him that Sonny killed AJ after witnessing him attempt to assassinate Ava Jerome. Jason says that is the story Sonny told him, and he chooses to trust him. People have bad attitudes against him, but Jason claims that the Sonny he knows is giving, supportive, and compassionate. Gio agrees that this is the Sonny he knows, and Jason advises that Gio decide for himself how he feels. He can still adore Sonny without alienating the QS entirely. Drew meets both a new and an old friend. Drew Kane storms into Portia Robinson's office and threatens her again. This time he asks that she arrange for her husband, Curtis Ashford, to publicly accuse Sonny. He wants Curtis to utilize Aurora resources to help with the referendum against Sonny, and if he doesn't, Drew threatens to reveal Portia's secrets. She pushes back and tells him that she needs time. Drew goes out to meet Tracy at the Port Charles Grill, while Portia calls Nina Reeves. Their plan is complete. Nina has given Jacinda her instructions, and all she needs is a spot. Jacinda is heading to the Port Charles Grill to see the congressman. Drew enters and sits with Tracy, who says they now have a same goal: get rid of Sonny. She claims that if Drew removes Sonny from Piers 55 and 56, it will demonstrate family loyalty and allow him to reclaim the Quartermain name. Drew orders another drink, while Jacinda sits at the bar waiting for an opportunity. As the bartender places Drew's drink in front of her, Jacinda pours a vial of ketamine inside. She watches him drink it, and when Tracy departs, Jacinda rushes to sit with Drew, who is already feeling the effects of the drug. He is now in a good mood and proposes they go somewhere livelier. General Hospital recap April 29th. Jason tells Gio the truth. Drew makes a spectacle of himself. Drew causes a scene when cheating on Willow at the Savoy. The Savoy is very busy tonight. Cody Bell and Lulu Spencer are sitting at a table, discussing what it's been like for him to reunite with his biological father in adulthood. Marco Rios and Lucas Spencer sit at another table, discussing their disorganized family trees. Jen Sidwell had just introduced Lucy Coe to Marco, so they're sitting at a table nearby, discussing the problems of fatherhood. Curtis and his ex, Jordan Ashford, were discussing her new COO position with Sidwell when Portia arrived. Drew enters, accompanied by an escort. Everyone sees them together right away, and Drew continues to kiss Jacinda. He then exclaims, "Time for body shots," and tosses Jacinda up onto the bar. He then shoots from her tummy while others, including Lulu, film his outburst. Jordan attempts to drag him out the door but fails miserably. Portia retreats into a corner and contacts Nina to inform her that their plan worked even better than they had imagined. Kirsten storms from General Hospital looks stunning, and fans are delighted to see her return on social media. She went away between November and February, but she returned in April to discuss a vacation. This week, she shocked ABC viewers with her stunning appearance. Looking very good. Kirsten posted to Instagram on April 29th to share a selfie of herself wearing black and white with silver embellishments. Some followers admired how her phone matched the vest. She also added some jewelry to add some sparkle to her look. Notably, her hair looked sleek and beautiful, which drew attention from ABC viewers. Maxie Jones' real-life caption said, "Gidi adore," which translates to "I adore," as she praised her favorite fashion stylist. Then in her hashtags, she informed her admirers that she snapped the photo in the dressing rooms for the GH show. The news that Emma is a covert agent sends shockwaves through her inner circle, making both friends and foes reconsider all they thought they knew about her. For years, she had assumed the persona of an ordinary citizen, blending in with everyday life while disguising her true identity. But now that her cover has been revealed, the pressing question is which clandestine organization she genuinely serves: the World Security Bureau, WSB, or the legendary criminal syndicate DVX. The World Security Bureau, a global intelligence agency dedicated to sustaining peace and countering international dangers, acts with accuracy and moral clarity. Its operatives are trained to uphold justice, frequently operating in the shadows to dismantle terrorist networks and avert global disasters. If Emma is connected with the WSB, her activities, no matter how dishonest, will ultimately benefit the larger good. Perhaps her entrance into specific circles was vital to expose a broader plot, or she was secretly safeguarding someone. The WSB's reputation implies that even the most ruthless techniques are appropriate in the name of security. In contrast, DVX is a merciless organization known for its mercenary activities, espionage, and readiness to destabilize nations for profit. Unlike the WSB, DVX agents are unconstrained by ethics. They thrive in disorder, use deception and manipulation to achieve their objectives. If Emma is a DVX agent, her attractive manner and deliberate maneuvers could be part of a long-term scheme to abuse those closest to her. The betrayal would be devastating, especially if she had acquired the trust of allies who are now caught up in a hazardous game with no apparent way out. The ambiguity surrounding Emma's allegiance spins a web of intrigue. There are times when her activities appear noble, saving lives, unearthing crucial intelligence, and preventing catastrophic events, which suggests WSB involvement. At times, however, her techniques are alarmingly ruthless, manipulating allies, leaving destruction in her path, and acting with a chilly detachment that suggests DVX's influence. This duality makes it tough to definitively classify her, leaving everyone guessing. Emma may not entirely belong to either organization, which complicates matters even further. Could she be a rogue agent who pits both sides against each other to further her own agenda? Perhaps she was formerly devoted to one but defected, or she is a double agent, passing intelligence to both while covertly working toward a whole different goal. The ambiguity breeds paranoia among people who formerly trusted her, transforming erstwhile allies into watchful observers, or outright foes. Emma's exposed identity has had far-reaching consequences. Relationships based on lies begin to disintegrate, and those who associate with her are now under scrutiny. Were they unwitting pawns in her plan, or did they suspect the truth all along? Some may be angry by the betrayal, while others may respect her ability to maintain such an elaborate facade. For adversaries who had misjudged her, learning that she was a trained operator all along is a scary wake-up call. If Emma is WSB, her reveal could indicate that a larger threat is imminent, requiring her to go deep undercover. Her allies may finally see her deception as a necessary price, but forgiveness will not come easily. But if she's DVX, the damage could be irrevocable. Once shattered, trust is difficult to recover, and the effects of her actions may extend far beyond her local circle. The enigma of Emma's true allegiance also raises issues of identity and loyalty. How much of her was genuine and how much was a staged persona? Did she ever let her guard down, or was each interaction a deliberate move? Those closest to her are left questioning whether they ever truly knew her. In the world of espionage, nothing is as it appears, and Emma's case is no exception. Whether she's WSB, DVX, or something else different, one thing is certain: her agenda is far from finished. The exposure of her secret spy status is only the beginning. The actual game is still ongoing. As the lines between friend and foe blur, everyone must decide where their allegiance lies. Laura wonders why this is so significant to her, and she realizes that the article is about more than just other people's experiences. What is happening? Nina and Portia, the morning after. At Nina's, Portia and Nina discuss how beautifully their strategy worked. Nina reports Willow's plane has landed, and she will be distraught. Jacinda arrives and tells us what occurred last night. She made a scene in Drew's bedroom, slept on the couch, and was awake when Willow arrived. She slipped out the back to evade the reporters. Nina gives Jacinda the remainder of her pay, and Jacinda is content to travel to Sydney to lay low. If anyone finds her, she will tell them that Drew asked her out and took her to the Savoy before returning home to continue the party. Jacinda leaves and Portia decides she should go to work because Kai's surgery is today and a film crew is filming it. Joshua the documentarian. Back at the hospital, the documentary crew talks with Portia about the surgery and its dangers. Portia avoids inquiries regarding the risks of the procedure as much as possible, pointing to Dr. Mohinder as the one doing the revolutionary surgery, and she believes in him and his colleagues at General Hospital. Trina tells Kai that he can quit watching the documentary if he wants, but Kai agrees. Kai also believes they would want to interview her and refer to her as his girlfriend. She enjoys the sound of it and kisses him. Curtis arrives and Portia tells him about Josh, the documentary director, and how he asks some serious questions. She's still anxious about Kai. Curtis assumes Drew is not present, and he still cannot believe Drew would harm Willow. He never believed Drew was the sort to cheat. Josh enters Kai's room and greets Trina. He would want to hear her thoughts and she is willing to talk to him. She signs some release paperwork and he gets started. Alexis takes charge. Drew returns home and Alexis comes, prompting Drew to inquire as to what is going on. She says she's coming to pack a bag for Scout and will stay with her. Drew doesn't understand. There are reporters on his yard, and he has no recollection of what happened last night. Alexis enlightens him, showing him footage from the Savoy. He can't recall anything and Alexis was there as an alcoholic. Drew had never experienced a blackout before. Alexis says he's in trouble and needs to do the right thing by letting Scout stay with her until this is resolved. Drew expresses gratitude and vows to investigate further. Alexis proceeds to pack Scout's backpack, and Drew notices his phone beeping on the floor. It is wrapped in a red bra. He sees how many missed calls and messages he has. Willow cries to Nina. Willow arrives at Nina's in tears. Willow tells Nina that her phone died and she can't believe what she came home to. Nina understands how brutal this betrayal must be. Willow asks how she knows. Nina explains that everyone is aware of what happened, and shows her that it has been widely reported in the news and on social media. Willow gives her a snapshot on her phone, and she says the woman with Drew in the video is the same one that was in her bedroom this morning. Willow inquires if their children know anything, and Nina responds that Amelia is too small to understand, and Wiley and Scout are in school without their phones. Drew's revenge, Mac's criminal investigation, and Josslyn's bold strategy. General Hospital spoilers for the week of May 5th to 9th state that Drew Kane will seek vengeance, while Mac Scorpio launches a criminal inquiry. Josslyn Jax will also implement a daring plan. So here's what GH fans should expect. Professor Henry Hank Dalton couldn't give Josslyn much encouragement when it came to landing the research assistant position, but failure isn't an option when her WSB mission is at stake. That's why Josslyn will think outside the box to land the job. Of course, this will place Josslyn in opposition with Emma Scorpio Drake, so things may become difficult as they each strive for what they want. Emma appears to have her own goal, and it will be interesting to see how much Josslyn learns about it. Regardless, Josslyn will hope her risky strategy pays out as she attempts to impress Professor Dalton in the following episodes. Next, we'll chat about Rocco Falconeri, who appears to have discovered some surprising information about his older brother's adoption. What will Rocco do when he discovers Lulu Spencer's jaw-dropping notes on her laptop? Will Rocco tell Dante Falconeri about his biological son with Brooklyn Quartermain? Rocco could be forced to make a difficult decision, and Danny Morgan may be drawn into the drama if he is present when this revelation is made. In the meantime, Drew will seek vengeance for the cheating setup. Drew will take drastic measures to exact revenge after convincing Willow Corinthos that he was framed. Will Nina Reeves end up on the hot seat as a result? Will Drew suspect Nina was behind the phony cheating scheme? And does he have any reason to believe Portia Robinson was involved? Another possibility is that Drew blames Tracy Quartermain, as he met with her shortly before the tainted drink and Jacinda crossed his path. Drew might wonder if Tracy's push for an alliance against Sonny Corinthos was a ploy. When Mac receives updates on a crime, he will begin an investigation. Drew may want his drugging incident examined in order to recover his reputation. Next, viewers will observe the aftermath of Kai Taylor's surgery. Kai has made a lot of confident forecasts which we think are a little overconfident. Soap Law predicts that Kai will wake up to a catastrophic outcome, because he was so optimistic that this would work. Kyle's procedure has been highlighted on the show as having a high risk of paralysis, meaning he may finish up even worse than before. Trina Robinson will be there for Kai no matter what, although it may be difficult to watch him suffer. Finally, Jack Brennan will continue to assist Carly Spencer, who is concerned about Sonny's safety. Brennan will do his share to find out who is guilty. But can he be trusted? Despite Brennan's insistence that he wants to help with the investigation, Jason Morgan may still have some reservations. General Hospital spoilers predict the week of May 5th to 9th will be filled with big plans, startling news, and fiery confrontations, so stay tuned. Willow returns home with Drew, a hooker, and a major scandal. Wednesday, April 28, 2025. Today on General Hospital, Alexis tries to keep Scout safe from Drew, Kai checks into the hospital, and Sonny tells Jason it's time to leave the business. Willow arrives home, contacts Drew on her phone, and tells him there are reporters camped outside and to call her back. Willow discovers a woman's black shoe on the floor. Willow makes her way to the bedroom. Drew is out cold in bed, and Jacinda, dressed in a dress shirt, says, "Didn't your mother teach you how to knock?" Willow says this is her bedroom. Jacinda explains that Drew mentioned she was out of town and not to be too hard on him, as guys frequently need to vent. Jacinda leaves and Willow slams the door, waking Drew up. He's not sure what happened. She gasps, "Your date has just left. I cannot believe you would do this to me." Willow flees as Drew shouts after her, clutching his head in anguish. Kai checks in. Kai meets Trina at General Hospital and assumes Drew is also present. Trina assumes he's not feeling well this morning, especially given what's in the newspaper. Felicia brings Kai to complete some paperwork and get him set up. Kai is brought to a room, and Felicia summons the documentary crew outside. Kai reveals that Drew intended to chronicle this for others and offer them hope, but he assumed Drew would be present. Felicia assures him that she can address any privacy concerns. Later, Trina arrives and reports that Drew has not been heard from. She asks if he still wants to continue with the documentary. Curtis and Laura celebrate. Curtis sees Laura in her office to discuss the Drew news that has been widely publicized. Curtis adds that Aurora held back, but would publish a piece later, since he didn't want to irritate Drew further given their past. They giggle at the fact that even Ezra is separating himself from Drew, and their Drew suspicions may be dispelled. Laura is frustrated. Laura says she misses the days when politics was about causes, but Drew has done nothing to help any of his constituents. All he has done is argue with people. Curtis claims that Drew's stunt demonstrates his lack of control and self-serving behavior to his constituents. Curtis notices that Kai's operation is today, so he's heading to the hospital to wait with Trina. Curtis believes Laura's position should improve as a result of the referendum, and Drew may be leaving Congress soon. Curtis is in a good mood. Lulu interviews her mom. Lulu sees Alexis at her office and expresses her need to speak with her about adoption for her piece. Alexis says she'll have to reschedule since she needs to keep Scout safe from her father right now. Lulu feels horrible about the story, but others were also filming him. Alexis recognizes that this is her duty. Lulu claims Drew was inebriated. Alexis describes his behavior as out of character. Drew, according to Lulu, was not just tipsy but also out of control. Alexis believes Drew's people deserve to know how he truly behaves, and she needs to get to Scout. Lulu goes to her mom's workplace and says her story is going well, but she'd like to interview her mother. Laura expected this. Lulu claims she is protecting her sources by not using their true identities. Lulu notices that her mother never discusses her adoption. Laura claims that is because she was not adopted. She was switched in the hospital and raised by two different households. Lulu wonders what it was like when Grandma Leslie entered her life. Laura admits that she knew nothing about Leslie, but she felt a strong connection with this woman who was essentially a stranger. Lulu inquires as to whether the Vinings saw the connection, and Laura replies that she is unaware. Leslie finally told her the truth. She didn't want to deal with Leslie for a while since she didn't want to harm the Vinings' feelings. She claims she ran away at 14 and entered a convent, and Rick and Leslie discovered her. Rick made her realize that Leslie made all of her decisions based on what was best for her kid. After that, she got to know Leslie and everything improved. Lulu asks if she ever considered what it might have been like to never know the truth. Laura says she adored both her mothers and couldn't picture her life without Leslie.